Hello, welcome to Seaton Hull in East Devon. My name's Zoe and I'm from Devon Wildlife Trust, and today I'm going to take you rock pooling. We want to be able to explore nature but protect wildlife at the same time. There are some simple things you can do to make sure you leave the rock pools as you found them, so the creatures can continue to live there. In order to protect the rocky shore whilst exploring, we follow something called the Seashore Code. This code gives us simple things we can do to make sure we leave the rock pools as we found them. Right way up. Enjoy looking under rocks, but always replace them carefully, just how you found them. Imagine a giant taking off the roof of your house. You would probably like him to put it back the same way up. One at a time. Make sure you put seawater in a bucket and no more than one creature at a time, so they don't compete with each other or try and eat one another. No nets. Nets can damage animals' very delicate legs and they can dry them out. So instead, use buckets, use your hands in the water and be gentle. Put me back. Many animals have special homes or have eggs they need to look after, or have partners they will want to get back to. So make sure you put an animal back in the same rock pool that you found it. Watch your step. Take care not to damage seashore creatures or pull them off the rocks. Be safe and be kind. Check the tide timetable, avoid the cliffs, and always take litter home. These rock pools might not look like anything special, but underneath the rocks and the waves is amazing wildlife. They have to deal with some of the most extreme conditions, including salty water, thrashing waves, drought, and ferocious predators like seagulls. Because of that, they have some amazing features which we call adaptations, and I'm going to show you some of these later. Another cool thing about Seaton's rock pools is that the animals living inside them are actually descendants from the creatures that are fossils in the Jurassic Coast cliffs. These are animals like this one, the ammonite, a squid-like spiral creature which lived millions of years ago. Like this ammonite, animals were swimming around, and when they died, they fell to the seabed, covered in rocks and sediment, and then over millions of years were preserved in time. These are called mollusks, and they're actually related to the sea snails, dog whelks and top shells that you see in the rock pools. You can also find tube worms, which are white wormy-like creatures, and they've almost not virtually changed in millions of years. To have a successful rock pooling adventure, you will need a bucket, a field guide so you can identify the creatures that you find, a notebook and maybe a camera to record your findings, and some welly boots. This is a snake clox anemone, which has two colour forms. They can be brown, like the one here, or green with purple tips. Unlike other anemones, they rarely retract their tentacles. This is a strawberry anemone. As the name suggests, it looks like a strawberry, although I don't think the fish know that. These are really cool. They're called pidduck holes. Now a pidduck is a bivalve, which is a shelled creature that likes to dig into sort of sediment rock, and this one is full of holes. Now I can't see any pidducks inside, but you can guarantee they've been here at some point. So on this rock alone we've got loads of creatures. We've got a limpet, which has a massive foot which it grips onto the rock, and it actually grips so hard it creates what we call a home scar, which means when it goes out to forage it can find its way back. We've also got purple top shells. They're called top shells because they point to the sky and they're purple, which as the name suggests. And we've also got what's quite a gruesome creature, a dog whelk. Now these are different from periwinkles in that they're normally pale and their points to the side. And if you look underneath, they have grooves in here. Now there's quite a gruesome history behind this groove. They sit on top of shells like limpets and they drill down into the shell, creating a hole, put their stomach juices inside the shell, and then make a bit of a soup, which they then suck back up. I'm going to leave this one alone. This rock alone has lots of creatures. It has a cushion star, a dog whelk, a brittle starfish, and some top shells. So this is a shore crab, and notice the way I'm holding it. This is the best way to hold a crab so you don't damage its shell or its legs, as they can easily come off. You can even tell what sex or what gender the crab is by looking underneath it. See that triangle? If it's a sharp triangle and pointy, then it's a boy. If it's a rounded triangle, it's a girl. And if you're really lucky, you might spot a pregnant girl that has eggs underneath where the triangle is. You can find the Wildlife Watch Guide on how to go rock pooling and the Rockpool ID Guide on our website. You can also go for a guided rockpool safari at our Wembury Marine Centre during the summer holidays.